Have you ever wondered why, every time we walk into a supermarket, we see only the same 20 types of boring, bland, and increasingly expensive vegetables? Have you noticed that today's tomatoes no longer have the flavour they did 50 years ago, and lettuce wilts after just a few days in the refrigerator? This is not a coincidence. This is the result of a carefully designed plan from over a century ago by giants in the agricultural and chemical industries. They have drilled a hole in your glass, and now they force you to constantly pay to pour more water into that broken glass. But the truth is, our ancestors did not garden that way. Traditional Amish farmers, ancient indigenous people, and those who survived the darkest periods of human history possessed a secret weapon. These are the superfoods that today's large corporations call, by a contemptuous name, weeds. Why have they labelled these life-giving plants as noxious weeds? Why do governments and agricultural corporations spend millions of dollars every year to convince you to spray herbicides to destroy the very roots of Mother Nature's priceless gifts? The answer is simple: because you cannot tax and you cannot sell something that grows completely for free, multiplying infinitely without any care. In today's video, we will unlock the underground vault of history to unearth 19 forgotten vegetables. This is the true gold mine for the laziest of gardeners. These plants do not require you to spend money on clean soil, do not need tilling, do not require expensive planting beds, and certainly do not need a single drop of chemical fertilizer. They thrive like weeds, defying the harshest weather conditions, from scorching droughts to sub-zero frosts. You only need to sow the seeds once, and they will provide your family with an infinite source of food, protein, and energy from generation to generation. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to hear will completely change how you view your garden and break the chains of dependency on supermarkets forever. The first plant we must mention, a plant that was banned by Spanish conquistadors who burned every field and punished anyone who planted it when they arrived in the Americas, is Amaranth. More than 500 years ago, Amaranth was a massive source of protein for a great empire. It contains more protein than beef per acre and possesses all 9 essential amino acids that the human body cannot synthesize on its own. But why was a superfood with such formidable power erased from every modern farm? Because Amaranth is too powerful. It is an undefeatable enemy of the hybrid seed corporations. It self-seeds every year, filling the most arid gardens, standing tall and proud above the industry's weak corn stalks. Its roots penetrate deep into the earth, sucking up the most precious minerals that commercial crops cannot reach. If you grow Amaranth, you will never have to worry about buying animal feed or expensive protein supplements from stores again. You only need to plant it once, and it will feed you forever. Second is the Sunchoke, or Jerusalem artichoke. The food industry prays every day that you will never know about the existence of this miraculous tuber. We are talking about a true, infinite food system capable of surviving negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit in a freezing winter. If a cataclysm, a global supply chain disruption, or the worst food crisis occurs, the Sunchoke is your #1 indestructible survival insurance. You just need to bury a few tubers in the shabbiest corner of the garden, where the soil is so barren that not even a blade of grass can grow. In the summer, they will rise into beautiful flowers up to 3 meters tall, providing shade and attracting bees and butterflies. But the real magic lies beneath the ground. In winter, when the above-ground part withers, beneath the soil there are dozens of kilograms of crisp, sweet tubers full of inulin. This is an extremely rare prebiotic fiber capable of regenerating your entire gut microbiome in just a few weeks. Modern doctors constantly prescribe expensive pills to treat gut and digestive diseases, while the Sunchoke tuber provides that instant healing solution for $0. And the craziest part of this plant, even if you try to dig them all up, as long as a tiny piece of root the size of a fingernail remains underground, they will double in number the next year. It is a perpetual food source that never runs out. Next at number 3 is Purslane, a plant that peeks out from cracks in concrete sidewalks and sun-scorched parking lots that we frequently pull up, throw away, or trample underfoot. Did you know that this despised weed contains higher amounts of omega-3 than any expensive salmon sold in supermarkets? The pharmaceutical industry and fish oil companies rake in billions of dollars every year selling yellow capsules, while the miracle cure for inflammation, reversing aging, and protecting the cardiovascular system is growing completely for free right under the soles of your shoes. Purslane does not need watering. In fact, it explodes with growth most vigorously when left alone in the scorching heat of a harsh summer. Its leaves are succulent, crunchy, and carry a slightly refreshing sour taste like lemon, a perfect and free addition to any salad. Number 4. The dandelion. There is a very sinister reason why the lawn care industry created a decades-long media campaign to brainwash all of us, making us believe that the dandelion is an ugly, toxic weed that must be destroyed at all costs. They reap enormous profits selling you bottles of toxic herbicides at exorbitant prices. But what is the carefully hidden truth? The dandelion is the most perfect liver detox machine nature ever created. From the roots and leaves to the flowers, every part of the dandelion plant is edible and is a source of precious, instant healing medicine. Roasted dandelion roots can completely replace coffee, providing an infinite source of life energy without causing heart palpitations or jitters. Its leaves contain amounts of vitamin K, vitamin A, and calcium far exceeding spinach or kale, which are sold at cutthroat prices in organic food stores. If you stop pulling dandelions today, you have created a permanent free survival pharmacy in your own backyard. In 5th place, we have lamb's quarters. If you want to grow lettuce or cabbage in the middle of a hot summer, you will see those crops quickly wither, turn bitter, and eventually die despite how many times you water them. But not lamb's quarters. This is the champion green vegetable for the laziest farmers. When every other commercial crop gives up due to heat and lack of water, lamb's quarters still stands tall and green, defying all barriers. It contains 3 times more iron, calcium, and protein than expensive store-bought spinach. You do not even need to sow the seeds. The seeds arrive on the wind, the plants grow vigorously, survive on their own, and simply wait for you to step outside and harvest. Why break your back tilling the soil, sweating and crying, and spending money on toxic inorganic fertilizers when nature has hand-delivered a type of superfood that grows completely automatically? The 6th plant is burdock. If you have ever been annoyed by the round burrs that stick to your clothes when you walk in the forest or in fields, then you have accidentally thrown away one of the oldest and most powerful natural blood filtration systems in Eastern medicine. In Japan, the cradle of the world's longest living people, burdock is never considered a weed. They call it the root of longevity and eternal strength. Burdock roots penetrate meters deep into the ground, breaking through layers of clay as hard as rock and acting as a completely free natural biological plough for your garden. Meanwhile, its massive root system draws up the rarest minerals buried deep in the subsoil. Eating burdock root helps purify the blood instantly, destroys free radicals, supports cancer treatment, and brings abundant vitality. The Western food and pharmaceutical industries have intentionally ignored and erased it because they cannot patent or exclusively sell a wild root that costs nothing. Number 7. Stinging nettle. Anyone who has accidentally touched this plant remembers the painful burning sensation. That is Mother Nature's perfect protective armor for it. Governments and agricultural policymakers were quick to label nettle as a dangerous weed and banned its cultivation in many places. But hidden behind that scary layer of toxic stings is an unparalleled storehouse of superior nutrition. Nettle has 300% more calcium than cow's milk. It contains primal life energy, the infinite energy once used by Roman infantrymen to keep warm and maintain extraordinary stamina during the harshest marches in history. Just blanch it in boiling water for a brief 10 seconds and all the toxic stings will completely disappear, leaving you with a delicious, rich and nutritious soup. It helps treat arthritis extremely effectively, sweeps away allergy symptoms, and restores energy instantly. faster than any chemical energy drink. Plant it once and it will grow back every spring, bursting with life for the rest of your life. The 8th spot belongs to Broadleaf plantain. Absolutely do not confuse this with the plantain fruit, the banana. This plant has small, flat leaves that grow resiliently, squeezed into every rocky path. Ancient Native Americans respectfully called it white man's footprint because it grew wherever humans stepped. Why do all true survivalists, those who understand the dangerous wilderness, value plantain leaves more than an entire medical first aid kit? Because plantain is the most miraculous natural antibiotic and bandage to ever exist. Did you cut your hand and bleed, get bitten by a toxic insect, get a swollen bee sting, or even have a serious infected open wound? Just chew up a few plantain leaves and apply them directly to the wound. It will immediately pull toxins out, stop the bleeding in a heartbeat, and heal cells instantly. This is a great medical truth that has been hidden for centuries. Plantain works better than aspirin for pain, is absolutely safer than any chemical-filled artificial antibiotic ointment, and the best part is, it is always ready and free under your heels. 9th, sorrel. When harsh winter arrives and your garden is just a cold, deadly wasteland, sorrel is one of the few remaining survival miracles. This weed has a gentle, refreshing sour taste like fresh lemon, and it is an unlimited vitamin C production machine. Hundreds of years ago, it was the only thing that saved sailors crossing the ocean and pioneers opening frontiers from deadly scurvy caused by severe vitamin depletion. Today, we pay high prices for artificial effervescent vitamin C tablets made from GMO corn and chemical sugars. In reality, with just a humble sorrel plant in the garden, you have a vibrant, fresh and continuous natural supply of vitamin C, even in the harshest cold weather. It never dies from frost. It quietly multiplies year after year. Plant number 10 will surely surprise many people, daylilies. Most people only grow them as ornamental plants along paths, or let them grow wild, scattered along ditches. But the secret that the gardening industry never wants you to know is that the entire daylily plant is edible, and they are a great survival food source. They provide you with 6 completely different types of food from a single rootstock. The tender young shoots in spring are as delicious and crunchy as premium asparagus. The root tubers are crunchy, nutty, and rich, like roasted chestnuts. The flower buds can be used to cook pots of soup with a pure, elegant sweetness, and the brilliant blooming petals can make a beautiful, royal salad. Why are we starving ourselves, worrying about inflation, and constantly complaining about rising food prices when our fences are overflowing with immortal, self-reproducing food? The 11th plant is watercress. Modern medicine and giant pharmaceutical corporations have almost intentionally forgotten this small plant that grows densely along streams because they cannot profit from it. But research documents buried in the dark have shown that this plant is one of the plants with the highest nutrient density on the entire planet. It has the ability to heal DNA damage at the cellular level, remove and purify toxic heavy metals from the body, and even support the regeneration of degenerated brain cells in just a few weeks of continuous use. In 1918, during the worst flu pandemic in history, doctors who used herbal plants growing in marshes saved 5 times more patients than those using Western medicine. But that was erased from medical schools. Watercress grows infinitely in water containers or small ponds without needing a single grain of soil. You can set up a zero-cost watercress growing system in 5 minutes and harvest this concentrated nutrition weekly, continuously without stopping. 12. Chickweed. This plant spreads across the ground like a brilliant green carpet on days when the weather begins to turn frosty. While all summer vegetables have dried up and rotted, chickweed brings a surging, intense life. It contains extremely high vitamin content and is a great herb for reducing systemic inflammation, cooling the body, and completely purifying the lymphatic system. The chickens in your garden will go crazy for it. You can completely cut chickweed for infinite free animal feed, helping to permanently cut the expensive industrial feed bills from agricultural corporations. Number 13. Good King Henry. If you want the greatest food for the ultimate lazy person, this is the absolute champion. In medieval times, Good King Henry was the staple green vegetable that fed millions, long before the modern spinach of corporations took over and pushed it into oblivion. Why was it replaced and forgotten? Not because it was less delicious, but because it lived too long. Once you sow the seeds of Good King Henry, it will automatically grow back and provide fresh greens for you for 50 continuous years without ever needing to be resown. Seed corporations loathe this plant to their very core. They cannot sell you a new seed packet every spring if your plant lives immortally for half a century. That is why they erased this name from every store and from modern agricultural dictionaries. We are living in extremely uncertain times. Can you feel that tremor? The prices of all foods are skyrocketing without breaks, and supermarket shelves could be empty at any moment when the global supply chain hits even the smallest glitch. Continuing to blindly depend on a fragile industrial agricultural system, relying on sky-high priced chemical fertilizers and weak seed packets, is an extremely dangerous gamble with your own life. It is time for us to stop obediently pouring more water into a glass with a hole drilled by Big Ag. It is time for us to take back our ultimate power from the hands of the agricultural giants. These 13 forgotten weeds are the steel shield protecting the health, freedom, and financial foundation of your family. They are the primal wisdom of those who came before us, the Amish, the indigenous, the survivalists who resiliently overcame countless historical tragedies. You absolutely do not need to be an excellent gardening expert, do not need to break your back tilling the soil every morning, or have a huge budget. Nature designed these plants specifically for the laziest gardeners on the planet. They self-seed in the wind, sink their own roots to find groundwater, reproduce incessantly, and bring you perpetual nutrition, protein, and medicine. If you were forced to bring a zero-cost rebellious gardening method into your backyard this season to prepare for what is coming, which of the 19 weeds above would you choose? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you noticed, there are still 6 more amazing vegetables that have not been revealed yet. Please like this video to encourage me to make part 2 in the next video.